Could you pass the popcorn and mayonnaise?
Let's talk about that. Good mythical morning.
Today we innovate with popcorn coatings. Question, does popcorn taste better during a scary movie, a romantic movie, or an action movie?
It doesn't change the taste, it just changes the speed at which you eat. You know, scary and action is fast,
romantic
but romantic
is like, hey.
Slow and sexy, and you use a lot of tongue.
Okay, well, we should pretend we are not watching a romantic movie as we eat today, because we gotta get through this. Since we've been watching so many movies at home these days, we got to wondering, what if butter never existed? What would we put on our popcorn? Or even a step further, is there something even better than butter for popcorn? It's time for Next Best Thing Popcorn Edition.
Okay, the popcorn that we're gonna be tasting will be salted but unbuttered, and we're not gonna be trying coatings that are already commonly served on popcorn like caramel, chocolate, cheese. And we're dealing with coatings, not toppings. You may be like, what's the difference between a coating and a topping?
Yeah.
Well, a topping is something you put on top and it kind of stays on top and it's like a mix in. But a coating is something that's more liquid-based that will actually coat multiple kernels.
Yeah, but before we try the unbuttered, we should try the butter just to be reminded of what the classic is like.
I mean, it's good.
This is very good. There's a good reason why this happens a lot.
Can we do better?
Well, and even if we can't, the next best thing is gonna be exciting. Right. So, now that we know, let's move this off and let's get going into uncharted territory. First off, the French enjoy fries with mayo, so maybe the natural evolution is to cinco some mayo into our popcorn buckets.
Cinco, that's French.
Or maybe drizzle. So
when you look at
the mayo's already drizzled on here.
Mayonnaise out in the wild just on some popcorn, you're like, man, it's a lot more yellow than I remember.
Yeah, especially against the white popcorn. So that,
this could just be a snot rocket. Somebody just blew all over it.
Yeah, that's a demerit.
Is that appetizing?
Oh yeah.
I want to give this thing a fighting chance.
Woo! That's tangy.
I'm kind of resisting the urge to really dig in because it's gonna get super messy, but I do like the taste.
That is another demerit. It's kind of messy.
Not super functional, but
you've got to
very flavorful.
I like the taste.
Oh,
not too much on there, but you got to dodge it with your hands.
We got to put it on the podium because now it's just to see, is it going to be usurped?
Probably.
All right, we're doing something that's dedicated to our upstairs neighbor, Canada. You're not salty up there, you're just so sweet. They're all so nice.
Yes.
So sweet, and that's why they like maple syrup. And that's what we put on this popcorn. That was how I was gonna get to maple syrup. I just got there. Oh, that's good. Oh.
Now when I eat popcorn,
I
like to put a piece in my mouth and just let it melt.
Well, that takes a while because popcorn doesn't technically melt.
It does melt.
Not completely though, eventually you gotta chew it.
This is good. I mean, there's nothing surprising about it. It's kind of like a sweet corn.
But maple syrup has its own distinct sort of sweet flavor.
It does.
This has super mass appeal, and people don't mind getting their fingers getting sticky. Your fingers getting slimy with mayonnaise is different than your fingers getting sticky with sugar.
I wanna stick up for the mayo for a second because one, they put it in a 100% recycled plastic. Boy, I hope they wash that first. That's what I think about when I read that. But it's good for the environment.
I'll give you a second to get on your soapbox and then we'll put maple syrup up there in a second.
It's tangy. Okay, next best thing. And now we're to pickle juice on popcorn. But hey, you may have noticed that our Mythical mugs have been replaced by these plastic Mythical cups, which come in 4 colors, available in a variety pack at mythical.com. But they're special.
They're color changing Mythicups. That means when you've got room temperature water in there or a liquid, they just sort of stay the same. But if you take some ice cold, in this case, pickle juice, and pour it in.
Oh yeah. Look at that. Now pickle juice isn't purple. That's the cup's magic.
And look what happens to the greenie.
The green turns a dark blue over time. Magic. Okay, there are people who enjoy dry, pickle-flavored seasoning on their popcorn.
Yep.
But we're gonna push the pickle here and go wet. And there is popcorn down in here.
And originally this was overflowing, we were told, but the pickle juice sort of collapsed it. So that is a factor. If you really want your popcorn to be big and bold.
Wow. Well, at first there's a lot of pickle and a soggy popcorn. Then once you get past that,
I like the taste because I'm a pickle man.
The taste is good.
It's too liquidy for the popcorn to really stand it. It's like what happens when you put one of those popcorn kernels in your mouth and just let it sit and melt.
Yeah, it's not doing
It's
it.
a great flavor profile.
You can't have I don't think you can have a soggy popcorn. So even though it wants to get in on the action,
that's not how it works.
It's not gonna happen.
Maple syrup reigns supreme. All right, now it's time to get very colorful with some rainbow sherbet. Never really know how to say the last part of that. I'm going with sherbet because that's what we said.
Sherbet.
That's just like Cubert. You remember Cubert?
You had a Cubert lunchbox.
I did, and that's why I said sherbet. Sometimes I put some sherbet in my Cubert lunchbox.
Had you ever played Cubert when you had the lunchbox?
I beat Cubert.
Do you remember
times.
picking out that lunchbox?
No, my parents didn't. They made all the choices for me.
They just bring it home.
It was like I would get home. I was like, oh, Cubert.
When I saw,
I can make myself like that.
Cubert, I didn't know what it was. I'd never seen it. I'd never played it, and I've still never played it.
Well, he's a 2-footed circular guy with a vacuum nose with one nostril.
Oh gosh, I
and he's got to get up a pyramid because of course that's what he's got to do.
Poured this out and something flew out of it. It was black and it had wings.
Are you joking?
Uh-uh.
Can we get that on replay?
At least it flew out. I was hoping for a little bit more color. That's a little disappointing. Kind of like playing Cubert for the first time. I mean, it can't be that exciting.
Don't trash Cubert, man. I'll put together a virtual console for you.
Do it.
And blow your mind.
Do it.
This has
a nice taste.
You remember the incident with the Starburst popcorn? I hate the person who came up with it. You know, I don't really hate her. You know, I hate her popcorn. And this makes me think of her. I mean, this makes me think of her popcorn that I don't like.
But not her.
I'm really having a difficult time. You know, when you create something, you've got to hold it loosely. You've got to hold it to the side. Because when people begin to throw daggers at your creation, if you're holding it tightly right in front of yourself, it's gonna hit you and your feelings
fatal
are gonna be
blow.
hurt. So don't take it personally when something you create sucks. Trust me, we've done it many times.
I think Josh has done it more than we have.
So you put it there. I like the way you put it there just to see how that makes you feel.
Yeah, it doesn't make me feel great. We got the
how it looks doesn't make a difference to me.
We got the soggy problem, and we got a sweetness that is still surpassed by the next best thing in maple syrup. These are black sesame seeds, which are turned into black sesame paste, which is a very versatile ingredient in many things that Josh can tell us about. So we decided to stretch the application to include popcorn. Now, how did you go from the seeds to what's on here? That it kind of has a charcoal type sensation.
Yeah, so we just toasted them up to release the oils in a pan and then pounded them in a mortar and pestle with a little bit of honey. Super big in Cantonese cuisine. You can find
peanut
it in
butter.
Mochi. Yeah, I mean it's a seed. It's a
Hold
nut
on.
ish.
This is good.
Oh yeah.
And not only does it taste good, it doesn't change the shape of the popcorn. It stays big and fluffy. And the fact that it makes it kind of black.
It look dirty corns.
Now you got something you can sell. Have you had the black popcorn?
You want to watch a dirty movie? Well, you need some dirty corn to eat with it.
You think this is for dirty movies?
Yeah. This is fun. There's a sweetness to it. I mean,
this is so good.
If I was blindfolded, I would have said, you friggin' got like a nut butter situation.
That's kind of what it is.
Yeah, this is
something new. This is something to talk about.
It's toppling the maple syrup. Take that, Canada.
Okay, we've heard tale that people in South America use condensed milk in all kinds of dishes, and then we've also heard tale that Stevie has a friend from Brazil, which, newsflash, I didn't even know that, and this friend loves to put condensed milk on her popcorn. Stevie, is this true?
It's true, and boy, is she gonna love this shout out.
So let's see if they know something we don't.
Condensed milk, very sweet, little milky, but not too milky. It's not too liquefied. So it's making the edges of the popcorn soggy, but the majority of any kernel is still
Intact.
unsoggy. Yeah. So
this is a contender, friend. Hey, tell your friend this is a contender.
that sweet and salty works.
What's her name?
Nada, you know Nada.
Oh, nada. It works better than the maple syrup. So I definitely think this will be knocking off the maple syrup. I don't yet know if it's gonna knock off the sesame seeds.
Some people are gonna be turned off by the black sesame paste because it's pretty strong, right?
But it's fun looking.
It looks better. It looks interesting, potentially dangerous, and it's not gooey. It doesn't.
You wanna push on that? You wanna push back?
That's not a game that I'm interested in playing because the playing with them like toys on the top of the podium just seems like it's gonna throw my judgment off a little bit. Please don't knock it off.
Well,
I'm not participating, but please don't
I'm
knock
not
it
saying
off.
I don't want to knock it off. I'm gonna need your help here. You don't have to play with it.
I'm not gonna play with it. I mean,
You won't even touch it. You won't even push it.
If you quit,
What if I make noises?
If you quit playing with it, I'll grab it and put it back in the middle. If you knock it off, it's gonna hit the ground. I mean, at least it's plastic, but seeds could go everywhere.
And what about this one? This one's gonna go off to come on, play with me. Ah!
Sesame seeds.
It
Still the
barely
best.
stays. Stakes are high, and they're about to get steakier because we've got some A1 sauce for this final round. My wife, I look away for one moment. We're eating a steak. She just slathered it with this stuff. I blame it on her dad, really. I mean, it's, I married her, not her dad, so I can talk trash about him when he's not around. Your dad raised you wrong. You don't slather steak in this stuff. You slather popcorn in it, girl.
Well, you put it on bad steaks, so you must be making some bad steaks at your house. Is that what's happening?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm making good steaks.
All right, that
Her
was pretty
dad.
defensive.
Her dad's the one making bad steaks.
You put that, if you like a steak well done, you could put anything on it at that point.
You need to.
Right.
I
I like it because it's even more salty.
Boy, this is, I mean, did we need more salt?
You got to keep your blood pressure up these days. Listen, like when I think about like my water pressure at home, or I think about like the pressure in like a fire hydrant, not that we would know anything about that around here.
Okay.
I want the pressure to be strong. I don't want to tap into my tap and have it not come out. When you tap into me, I want the blood to just hit you in the eye. You know, high blood pressure feels like a good thing. That's what I've always said. Could I add that to WebMD?
As long as you cite a medical source.
In his own personal study of fire hydrants, he has come to the conclusion that high blood pressure is a good thing. So I'm saying this is great. That's what I'm saying.
With a lighter drizzle, I might be a little bit more excited, but
Maybe an A1 steak sauce flavored powder would be good. Do they make that A1 powder? I could probably make it.
pour it on your roof and then
And wait
and then just scrape it up.
chip it off.
As easy as this is to do, and we need to get rid of this stuff at my house, it's not the next best thing to sesame seeds. So sesame seed stays in the number one, but if you want a sweet option, I'm still gonna recommend that condensed milk. I'm gonna put it way back here. Just
And Josh,
so
you can
don't
get
forget
the
about
sesame paste, like, you don't have to make it fresh, right? You can get it made, right?
Yeah, but I like to put in the extra effort for you.
Thank you for
You know,
doing
and I
that.
appreciate that.
Dirty popcorn takes the day, y'all. Try it out and thank us on Twitter.
Thank
Hashtag
us.
GMN.
We're asking you to thank us now because we don't feel that we're getting enough, okay? But thank you for subscribing and clicking that bell.
You know what time it is.
Hey, it's Jeremy from Ontario, Canada, rediscovering some trails from my youth, and it's time to spin the wheel of mythicality.
Oh gosh!
God.
Did he eat it?
It looked like he was about to lose it. I was expecting like a bear. You know that you watch those people doing the bike videos and there's always a bear.
Or a moose up there.
Moose, bear, tree. All right, click the top link to watch us find the most satisfying thing to pop in Good Mythical Morning.
And to find out where the wheel of mythicality is gonna land.
Grab a variety pack of our magical color-changing Mythicups now at mythical.com.